I am beating every N64 game, and I mean all of them. The twist is, the next game I play is randomly selected, so I have no clue what's coming next. This is the journey to beating every N64 game. Game number 77, Beetle Adventure Racing. Released in 1999, this game was developed by Paradigm Entertainment and published by Electronic Arts. Well, here we are, one of the big ticket N64 games. I have received a lot of comments about, oh, I can't wait till he plays this game, and same with my chat in my live streams. And Beetle Adventure Racing is one of the games mentioned very often. So when this one came up, I was really excited. I'd never heard of it before, and since so many people wanted it, I thought I was in for a real treat. You know what they say, old games are always exactly as you remember them being. So let's dive into this one and let you revisit all those memories you hold of this game. The main single player mode in this is the championship, so we will do that to beat this game. There were 3 difficulties, novice, advanced, and professional. You have to beat the previous one to unlock the next, so all 3 will be beaten in this game. Then you select your car. I will admit, I was a bit surprised here. When I heard Beetle Adventure Racing, I was expecting some sort of wild, cartoony type game where you race as big insects. But it's actually exclusively racing as different Volkswagen Beetles. They come in different colors, and the colors have various stats in speed, acceleration, and handling. I went with the red one as acceleration is usually useful to have in racing games. The race starts in a rally style format where all the other racers are further ahead of you and you always start in the back. Since this is the novice circuit, you'd expect me to dominate it first, right? And yeah, I kind of did. I climbed my way up to first place in under a minute, and that's when I noticed something annoying. Despite accelerating to pass first place so quickly, they stayed directly behind me for the entirety of the race. I just get so frustrated by rubber banding in games. Like, yeah, I would pull way ahead of every racer if there was none, but I think that's the point of higher difficulties. If you're a skilled player, the easiest difficulty should be like super easy, and then you struggle to maintain first on the highest difficulty. I don't know, that's just me though. Anyway, as I mentioned before, I'd never played this game. I kept driving along the road as indicated by the map, but I did notice many places it looked like you could veer off the intended path. Some are kind of obvious, while others not so much. There are these special boxes laid around the track to kind of guide you towards these alternate paths though. I took a ramp which launched me into a castle courtyard area, and there were a ton of boxes here. The numbered boxes are bonus boxes. If you collect 50 bonus points during a circuit, you earn an extra continue. And if you get all 100 points in a specific track, you unlock a new course for multiplayer. Then there are blue boxes with a big N on them. I assume this stands for nitrous, as it gives you a brief speed boost. Despite the black Beetle being just a couple meters behind me for the entire race, I managed to get first place on this on the very first try. Race 2 is Mount Mayhem. The mayhem part of the name is very true. The course starts out innocent enough with you driving along a standard road through the mountains. A bit later it starts to get snowy and there's cabins along the side of the road. Still pretty normal, but then after crossing a bridge it leads to a complete wasteland. It feels like you're driving through the middle of a glacier, and then this leads into a massive cave filled with crystals that leads into another cave where your car just gets a huge jump from being so high up. The jumps in this game definitely feel cool. Sure, they're not as crazy as something like San Francisco Rush, but they are still fun to do. But all this craziness shows how wild the designers were willing to get with the tracks, and they get even crazier. A huge appeal of this game for many people is all the different paths you can take in each course. The game encourages you to look for new paths with the bonus crates. I do like how you're given freedom in where you drive in this game. Like here, I jumped and landed on what looks like it's clearly out of bounds, but it just let me keep on driving. As long as you're still on like an actual surface in this game, you're most likely allowed to drive on it without slowing down. Many of the alternate paths felt like detours or things to get sidetracked with rather than a shortcut. I feel the game should reward you better for exploring more because 50 bonus points for one single continue is quite a lot. Anyway, I won this race first try as well. Track number 3 is Inferno Isle, and I'd imagine this is the one most people remember from this game. It starts off with you driving along the beach like you'd expect on an island, but things quickly get out of hand. A very familiar looking gate opened into a jungle type area, and oh my god, is that a dinosaur? What the heck, dude? They literally threw Jurassic Park into this course. Well, it's not licensed, so I guess it would be more Jurassic Jark. Then you leave here and you're randomly in a place that looks a lot like the Monaco racetrack from Formula 1. This track is just all over the place. After that, you climb up a dirt part of the mountain, which leads to a big pool of lava. And if you so much as touch that lava, your car will pay the ultimate price. Thankfully, you just respawn shortly after the massive explosion. Going past here leads to the inside of a volcano, which, like, my god, how many different things are they gonna throw into this track? There's a jump over a broken bridge, a ruined castle, then more jungle. Until finally I finished a lap after nearly 4 minutes of driving. The races in this game have 3 laps each, but man, each lap is just so long. There isn't a short course at all in this game. I think if you're exploring the levels, you'd really like the long tracks, but if you're just trying to win a race, it's quite draining driving for that long for every single lap. On the final lap, a blockade is up at the end of the volcano and a new path opens up. The volcano is leaked onto a local village and it's all on fire and all the homes burnt down. Kind of crazy when you think about it. I had some pretty bad driving here at the end, and yeah, I only got 2nd place. Thankfully, this doesn't matter, as the circuits in this game are based on a points system, and I had enough points to win the circuit due to being first in the first 2 races. It shows your Beetle on a spinning platform with a sign saying winner and tells you to try the next difficulty. With that, the advanced circuit was unlocked. A great thing here is you unlock 3 new Beetles to drive as, and their stats are much better. Now there's a purple, a light blue, and a green Beetle to play as. I think the increased stats are from the stripes going across the top. You know how putting flames on the side of your car makes it go faster? In an unfortunate turn of events, the tracks you race for the advanced circuit are the same ones as Novice. It just has faster opponents. However, there will be 1 new track unlocked each circuit, but you have to repeat all the old ones to reach it. This is a good time to talk about the music in this game. It's okay. Like, the music itself isn't bad, but there's just not a lot of substance to it. It repeats the same 5-second loop over and over again constantly throughout the entire race. To me, it feels more like music you'd hear in a menu or something like that. There's a commentator who's silent other than when you reach a new lap, so he may as well not be there. The graphics are really good for the N64 though. They went for a more realistic look, and I think they pulled it off pretty well. The frame rate's very stable, which is a big achievement for the N64. Anyway, I got 1st place on race 1, 1st on race 2, and 2nd place on race 3. The new unlocked course is Sunset Sands. As you might expect, we're driving through a massive desert. I could tell right away the difficulty was ramping up, as some of the turns were just way tighter than anything in the previous levels. Shortly after the desert, you go through an ancient temple with fire everywhere. Are we like defiling an ancient tomb with this race? Like, who set up this, anyway? After that, I broke into a boarded off pathway and a bunch of pillars fell down trying to crush me. Yep, I definitely think we angered some ancient pharaoh and he's bringing his curse on us. I was really struggling on this one, honestly. Partly because I'd never seen the track before, but I think it was mostly because this one was just much harder to drive than the previous 3. I was using the Beetle with the highest handling stat, but it just wasn't it, I think. I should have never backed away from acceleration. Coming into the final lap, I climbed up to 3rd place and I felt like I had a pretty good handle on it now. With the way the point system worked, I only really needed to get 3rd place, or maybe even 4th to take the win in the circuit. In the end, it didn't matter though. I climbed my way up to 1st place, taking the advanced circuit with ease. Now, only the professional circuit remained. And the best part is, I had 3 new Beetles to choose from. There was a pink Beetle with a flower on the side, a maroon one with an 8 on the side, and a teal one with lightning bolts on the side. You know, I get this was a game to advertise the Beetle, but it would be nice to have some other cars to choose from, just give it some variety. So now on to the professional circuit, and I've got to beat the same 4 tracks again. I got 1st place on the 1st, 1st on the 2nd, 2nd place on the 3rd, and from here I was in 1st place by 7 points. Things were looking amazing. However, I sucked really bad on the 4th course, and yeah, I got 7th place out of 8 people. Pretty bad. This was kind of okay though, because I was still in first place by 1 point. If I could just get first on this final race, I'd win the circuit. The 5th course is called Metro Circuit. As you might expect, this track is located inside of a major city. It starts with driving dangerously fast along an exit ramp from the highway. After driving down the road a bit, you drive past a massive casino, which makes me think this is supposed to be Las Vegas. Driving past the casino leads to like a sewer or aquifer type place. Literally no idea why the road leads here. It seems both dangerous and unsanitary. From there, it's just standard driving past a bunch of buildings. This one's a lot more tame compared to driving through Purasic Jark. I was doing really well here, making it up to first place at the start of the second lap. However, the rubber banding had other plans. The black Beetle would just not stay off of me, and it's just so frustrating. At the very end of the race, I picked up a nitrous boost, which I thought was good. It didn't matter though, because the hitbox on a pole decided to destroy all my hopes and dreams. I exploded and I watched myself fall into second place. Lost the circuit and had to do the whole thing all over again. The second time around, things went a lot better. I still kind of sucked on track 4, but I was ahead by 5 points going into the final race. If I could just get 3rd place or better, I'd be guaranteed a win. I managed to do even better than that by getting first place on the final track, securing first in the professional circuit by quite a bit. It shows an even more intense celebration screen now with signs saying you're the top dog and you're Mr. Big. Then it reveals the big secret. There's now a bonus circuit available to play. However, the credits rolled after beating Professional, so the game was beaten from here, but I decided to check out the new bonus circuit to see if anything was unlocked from it. For beating Professional, you unlock the Alien Beetle. It's all rainbow colored and has max stats and everything. One cool thing about the Alien Beetle other than the insane stats is the horn says, "We come in peace," instead of just honking. That's just a funny detail they included. As usual, the bonus circuit had the same old tracks. I got first on the first race, first on the second, 6th place on the 3rd race, 2nd on the 4th race, and 2nd in the 5th race. Winning the circuit was out of the question at this point, as I was behind by 7 points, but that's okay. The final unlockable track is called Wicked Woods. This one's pretty rough to drive on, honestly. They definitely wanted to create a dark, spooky atmosphere, which yeah, they achieved it. However, this was at the expense of dark colors combined with the draw distance, making it really hard to navigate the course. It starts out as you'd probably expect, driving through a dark forest, something like out of an old horror movie. Later, there's a castle you drive into with an unfortunately angled bridge. Do not hit this bridge going too fast. There's a village after the castle, so I think they were going for a vampire type thing with this one. Later on, there's this cave filled with either flowers or gold coins, I couldn't tell, along with a big old red dragon. I think the different things they threw into all the tracks are really cool. Despite driving absolutely horribly, I got first place easily on this one. Maybe they made the CPU drive worse on this, I don't know. I didn't beat the circuit, but I had beaten the game itself, so I decided to stop here. In doing research for this video, I realized I missed out on not beating this circuit because you unlock a police beetle. It has slightly higher stats than the alien beetle, but the main appeal is if you use the horn, it turns the siren on. This causes any beetles nearby to pull over to a complete stop, which that's just hilarious. It sounds kind of overpowered, but it would definitely be cool to see. But yeah, that's about it. Beetle Adventure Racing has been beaten. Oh, wait, there's 2 games in the title again? Aw, come on EA, why you gotta keep reskinning your games and releasing them twice? That's right, this game was re-released as HSV Adventure Racing in Australia of all places. I believe this is the only Australian exclusive title on the console, and honestly, probably on many consoles. This game is literally identical. All the levels, music, physics, everything. The only difference is the cars. Instead of Beetles, we now have the Aussie brand Holden Special Vehicles. Oh, and the announcer guy who barely talks also has an Aussie accent now. There's honestly no reason to play this game if you've already played Beetle Adventure Racing. Maybe if you're Australian and you love this brand of car or something and you've never played Beetle Adventure Racing, then you'd want to play this one. Or if you're beating every N64 game, and you mean all of them, then you'd do it too, which is exactly what I did. I beat the Novice Circuit, the Advanced Circuit, and the Professional Circuit circuit all over again. I was getting pretty tired of these tracks, honestly. But yeah, now both Beetle Adventure Racing and HSV Adventure Racing were beaten by me. A big part of this game for many was the multiplayer. I don't have footage of it as I play these games by myself, and this series only focuses on the single player aspects of these games. However, I figured I'd at least mention there is a Beetle Battle mode which has several different arena style maps. You obtain weapons to try to blow the other players up. I imagine it has many similarities to the battle mode in Mario Kart games. But yeah, that's about it. Game's complete. So yeah, there you have it. My journey to beating two games, Beetle Adventure Racing and HSV Adventure Racing. Oh man, I'll be honest, I've struggled more writing the script for this video than any other in this series, even the hour-long Indiana Jones video. The truth is, I just didn't like this game that well, and I know so many people are going to be sad that I didn't love the game that they loved so much growing up. Trust me, I've had this same experience with some of my favorite games, and it sucks. It feels really bad. So many people said how excited they were to see this game and they just talked it up to be so good, but I just don't see it. It's not a bad game, it's just alright, you know? It's kinda good, but it's not anything insane. The graphics were very good. The music was definitely a low point, like it just was so repetitive and there wasn't much to it. I did like the physics, they were pretty good. It's a decent mix of realism with arcade style controls. And the maps were just so long though. It felt like they dragged on too much. I guess what I'm getting at is this game appeals to one crowd. If you like to explore and just kind of drive around for fun, you'd probably really enjoy this. There are so many places to go off course and find secrets. I did some research for this video checking out other people's thoughts on this game, and I saw so many clips of secret areas that I missed. Like, some of them are insane, like there's just fake walls and things like that. The majority of these secrets weren't faster though. They slowed you down quite a bit if you were in a race. It leads to a counterintuitive design if you're trying to win. Explore and go for the bonus boxes, or actually try to maintain first place. The reward for getting bonus points during a circuit was quite underwhelming. 50 points is a lot to achieve, and you only earn a single continue for it. I wish there was a better reward for getting the bonus points. Maybe just, I don't know what they could have done, but it just seems like it's not worth going for them if you're trying to win. It's more just a completionist type thing. All that being said, I gave both games the same rating. 5 out of 10 for enjoyability and 4 out of 10 for difficulty. I've said many times these ratings are based on my personal experience with the game. I'm not a subjective end-all be-all rating for these, and if you like this game a lot, then that's awesome. It definitely seems like this game is regarded as a very good one for the console. Maybe I'm weird, I don't know, I don't see it. But yeah, that's about it. Let's see what game's coming next. So now 313 on the list, because we knocked 2 off. Yoshi's Story is not last. What will we get? 3, 2, 1, go. 212, what's that? What the heck is this? We are playing a PD Ultraman Battle Collection 64. The heck is that? But yeah, if you made it all the way to the end, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you enjoyed the video, consider giving it a like. It helps the channel a lot. And if you like this series, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on the next one.